was 23 and just graduated university. One evening, I found myself at a pub having a beer with some friends who had finished their exams the week before. They were pumped. One of them was off to travel around Asia for a year. Another was starting a cool tech company, and a third was starting work at a prestigious investment bank. And there I was feeling dead inside and unsure about anything and everything. In particular, I was certain that I hadn't found my passion. And in fact, I felt like I was actually allergic to passion. That is, until I read a book called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, which changed my life forever. In the book, Frankl describes his experiences in various concentration camps during World War II, and what he writes about the effects of hope and meaning are still relevant today. Frankl writes, "For success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It must ensue. And it only does so as the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a cause greater than one's self." These words stuck with me, and I thought, hold on, you can't actually seek your passion. You have to find it. And it only finds you when you dedicate yourself to something larger than yourself. That was a light bulb moment. I realized that if I wanted to get unstuck, I needed to do something bigger than myself. Something where I felt dedicated to a cause. And that's when I decided to dedicate myself to helping people discover and live their passions. I became convinced that if I could help others find their passions, then maybe I'd find mine too. But that's not all that Frankl wrote. He also said, everything can be taken from a man, but the last of the human freedoms to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. To choose one's own way. This got me thinking about responsibility. Frankl believed that we always have a choice, even in the most challenging times, and that idea resonated deeply with me. When we tolerate our lives, we imply that someone or something else is responsible for our outcomes, our emotions, or our circumstances. We subtly say, I am a victim of my environment, of my past, of other people, of the economy, of the market, of the political climate, when in reality, only we have the power to choose our attitudes and actions. So what if we stopped tolerating our lives and started designing them instead? What if we took full responsibility for our actions and decisions? Well, here's what happens. First, your perspective shifts. Instead of being a victim of circumstances, you become the architect of your life. Suddenly, limiting beliefs, external factors, and doubts no longer hold power over you. Your mindset changes. You adopt a proactive stance and look for solutions, not excuses. This transformation alone ignites a fire within you, propelling you toward your goals. Next, your actions change. You stop waiting for things to happen and start making things happen. This is crucial. Instead of merely reacting to what life throws at you, you learn to take initiative. For example, if you want to start a business but keep delaying it, you start taking small, consistent actions towards your goal. You educate yourself, network with others, and develop a plan. This shift from passive waiting to active doing is transformative. Furthermore, by designing your life, you gain clarity. You define what success means to you, both in the big picture and in small daily steps. Clarity gives you focus and helps you allocate your resources, time, and energy efficiently. No longer distracted by external opinions or societal pressures, you stay committed to your vision. But what if you fail? Well, failure becomes part of your growth. You learn from setbacks and adapt your strategies. Remember, failure is only a setback if you let it be. I've failed countless times, but each failure has brought me closer to success. I've learned that success is rarely linear. It's often messy and unpredictable. The key is to keep moving forward. And finally, by designing your life, you gain control. You become the captain of your ship, steering your life in the direction you want to go. This newfound control empowers you. You're no longer tossed around by external forces. Instead, you proactively shape your future. Now, here's a cautionary tale. Imagine someone who tolerates their life. Day after day goes by without a sense of purpose or fulfillment. Years pass, and this person looks back with regret, wondering what could have been. This is the path many people walk. They wake up, go through the motions, and one day they're nearing retirement, looking back on a life that seems empty and unfulfilling. This is the quiet cost of tolerance. It's time for you to stop tolerating your life and start designing it. If you're unhappy in your relationship, stop tolerating it. Take positive actions. Communicate with your partner. Seek counseling or consider moving on to a healthier relationship. If you hate your job, stop tolerating it. Look for new opportunities. Upskill yourself or even quit and start your own venture. Don't settle for a life half-lived. Here's the reality. Life is happening whether you like it or not. It doesn't wait for you to get your act together. It keeps moving forward. While you spend time tolerating and waiting, life marches on. Opportunities arise and pass. Time slips away and the chances to design your dream life diminish. Before you know it, you're left with regrets. And the question, what if? You may think you need to feel 100% ready, but the truth is you'll never be completely ready. There will always be uncertainties and risks. The sooner you accept that and start taking action, the better. As Mark Zuckerberg famously said, if you wait for perfect timing, you may wait forever. Look, I'm not suggesting that you should tolerate challenges or endure toxic situations while you work on designing your life. Absolutely not. What I'm advocating is taking proactive steps to address issues while simultaneously focusing on your long-term vision. It's about finding a balance between immediate actions and future planning. And I want you to hear this. Designing your life isn't about pursuing happiness. Happiness is a fleeting emotion. Instead, it's about pursuing meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. When you live a life of meaning, happiness becomes a natural byproduct. Here's the deal. You don't need to know everything right now. You don't need to have all the answers. Just start taking action. Even if you stumble, learn from it and adjust course. It's okay to change direction. Your vision can evolve as you grow. What matters most is that you begin. The world needs you to design your life. It needs your unique gifts, talents, and perspectives. Don't waste them by tolerating your existence. Bring them to the world and watch how your life transforms. The journey won't be easy, but the rewards will be immeasurable. So stop tolerating your life. Start designing it. Who knows where your journey will take you, what challenges you'll overcome, or what successes you'll achieve. All I know is that your life is in your hands. The power to create the life you truly desire is within you. Are you ready to claim that power? Are you ready to design your life? If so, take a step today. No matter how small, trust me, once you start, the momentum will carry you forward. The energy you'll gain from actively shaping your future will be like nothing you've experienced before. So my question for you is this: what are you waiting for? Stop tolerating. Start designing. Your extraordinary life awaits. Here's what I learned after years of observing students and mentors. The best leaders don't seek comfort. They embrace challenges. But this isn't about denying the value of comfort. Comfort has its place. It's necessary for rest, recovery, and rejuvenation. And the truth is, we often romanticize discomfort, portraying it as the sole driver of growth and strength. But the reality is that true growth requires both strategic discomfort and well-timed comfort. These two elements balance each other, creating a dynamic interplay that fuels progress. It's like pushing a swing. You can't get the full arc without both the force to propel it forward and the release to let it fly through the air. But finding the right balance is the hard part. Let me share with you 3 areas where many people go wrong, where they either embrace too much discomfort or they avoid the discomfort when they should be embracing it. The first area where many stumble is health. This is the place where the rubber meets the road. When it comes to health, we have to make daily decisions, small choices that add up to our overall well-being. Some of these decisions are challenging. Embracing an exercise routine, altering our diet, getting enough sleep. These require effort, but avoiding these healthy habits is costly. I've seen countless individuals who chose quick fixes and instant gratification over long-term health. They traded energy and vitality for momentary pleasure, and the result, a decline in physical and mental health. They're dealing with the consequences of their decisions. Now, you might think, well, I'm young now. I can't feel it yet. But remember, the seeds you plant today will bear fruit in the years to come. A lack of discipline and health is like ignoring a leaky roof during a gentle rain. It seems harmless at first, but over time, it turns into a torrent inside your body. Ignoring small signs of imbalance eventually leads to bigger issues. So my advice is this: don't just survive, thrive. Make the tough decisions today that will allow you to live vibrantly tomorrow. Your future self will thank you. Remember, health isn't just the absence of disease. It's a vibrant state of being. Don't just exist. Choose health. Choose life. The second area where many people struggle is learning and growth. Learning keeps us adaptable, engaged, and growing. But many people shy away from it. Let me share a story. I once had a student. He came from a well-to-do family, so he never really faced financial hardships. One day, his father pulled him aside and said, "Son, I've decided to cut off your monthly allowance. It's time for you to learn financial responsibility." At first, the boy was furious. He felt betrayed. Why wouldn't his father continue supporting him? Then he started exploring online, trying to make some money, but it wasn't easy. He got some odd jobs, but they barely covered his expenses. Frustrated and disappointed, he went to his father. He thought his father would back down. Instead, his dad handed him a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and said, "Start here." For the next month, he read, digested, and applied the ideas from the book. He began saving, investing, and educating himself about finance. His mindset shifted. Instead of seeing work as a chore, he viewed it as an opportunity to learn and grow. By the end of the second month, he had saved enough money to buy a used car. But this wasn't just any car. It was a Toyota Camry hybrid, known for its fuel efficiency. With his new car, he saw his expenses drop dramatically, giving him more money to save and invest. 6 months later, he approached his father and asked for $2,000 to invest in a rental property. His father agreed, impressed by his growth. Today, this young man manages a successful investment portfolio and takes pride in his financial independence. He understood that while hardship can be painful, it can also be a catalyst for profound growth. And finally, the third area where many falter is in their career. Oftentimes, we hear stories of individuals who quit secure jobs to pursue their dreams only to fail and end up worse off. But the truth is, staying in a job you hate is also a failure. Success is not about being fearless, but about calculated risk-taking. Leaving a safe, predictable job for an uncertain venture is indeed scary. But staying in a job that saps your motivation, stunts your growth, and kills your spirit is its own form of failure. You're trading your present contentment for a future devoid of opportunities. Think about someone who's been working at a job for years, diligently climbing the corporate ladder. They wake up every morning dreading the day ahead. They yearn for change, for a career that aligns with their passions and values, but they don't take the leap. Years pass and they look back wondering, what if? Life slips by and they find themselves trapped in a career that never truly fulfilled them. Now, it's not about being reckless or jumping at every new idea that comes along. It's about calculated risk. It's about nurturing a vision, testing the waters, planning, learning, and adapting along the way. It's about turning a dream into a reality through deliberate, informed action. The greatest failure is not taking the chance to follow your path. Now, it's not just about individual choices. It's about collective action. Many of us resist change, not just in our personal lives, but in our communities, our businesses, and our relationships. We cling to old ways of doing things, even when we see they're not working. We fear change. We fear the unknown. But change is inevitable and necessary. The real challenge is not resisting change, but learning to lead it. How do you lead change? First, by embracing discomfort. Leading change starts with personal growth. If you're unwilling to step out of your comfort zone, you'll struggle to guide others. Secondly, cultivate a culture of growth. Foster an environment where people aren't punished for failing, but instead learn from their mistakes. Lastly, focus on impact, not perfection. Don't let the pursuit of flawlessness paralyze you. Aim for progress, not perfection. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. You'll never learn if you don't make mistakes. That's how life works. And here's what I've observed about those who excel, those who rise above. They understand this principle. They're not afraid to push past their limits. They set high standards for themselves. They're uncomfortable with mediocrity. They're constantly evolving. The key to their success lies in their ability to face challenges head-on, to learn from setbacks, and to keep moving forward. It's this relentless pursuit of progress that propels them to the top. And yes, it comes at a cost. It means sacrificing instant gratification for long-term growth, enduring temporary discomfort for lasting success. But the trade-off is undeniably worth it. When you consciously choose discomfort over comfort, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're investing in your future, fortifying your character, and building a life that's not just comfortable, but truly fulfilling. Discomfort is the sculptor, and comfort is the sculpture. Together they create a masterpiece, a testament to resilience, growth, and the beautiful complexity of life. But now, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this? What areas of your life do you think you could improve by embracing a bit more discomfort? Share your insights in the comments below. I'm eager to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.